the Metal Nation, it is I, Tim. That's Matt. That's Doug. And I want to start this episode. What was that wave?
It was a friendly wave. Hi there.
Usually you don't use your elbow in sync with it. Yeah. You locked your wrist. Just kind of...
I mean, we have to develop new wave. Like, how many people do you wave to on a daily basis? Me, dozens. Doesn't it get boring after a while? I like to try out new waves.
The only new wave I like is that of British heavy metal.
Ah, see? I set you up there.
Thank you. I'd hit the ding, but then I'd have to click this. All right. There's the
traditional ding. American metal. You
yeah.
left that out, the new wave of it.
So... you may remember that we here on Podcast Them Down created metal identities for the entire Professional Women's Hockey League, the PWHL, and I wanted to congratulate PWHL Minnesota for winning the Walter Cup in 5 games. So I'm wearing my shirt.
There you go. The Wendigo, right?
Wendigo, yeah, that's what we called them. That was our metal branding for that team, for the Minnesota team, was the Minnesota Wendigo. So it's funny how well it mirrors the NHL, because, for example, Toronto and the PWHL got reversed swept. That means you're cocking your head. That means they were 1 game away from winning the series and then got swept out of it, just like the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that happened to PWHL Montreal. I mean, Toronto. Boston was really good and has players I like, but I hate the team, just like Boston's NHL
like
team.
NHL. I mean, I have been following obliquely, clearly not as closely as you, the PWHL. And I've been mostly impressed. The only thing that hasn't been impressing me is the fact that they're stubbornly refusing to cough up the buckaroonies and give us, our due desserts for these identities.
Well, we don't know if they've taken these identities yet, but
right,
we are going.
We would settle for just the credit.
Doug will settle for the credit, allowing Tim and I to split the profits.
50-50.
I think. Being consistent with our AI episode coming soon, we just take the credit. We can't take the money. It's in the public domain.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Probably can't take the credit either.
No, that's public credit. That's everyone's credit. Thank you, everyone, for those brilliant ideas.
And the money.
And the money. Public money.
So, we're going to do the same thing for the NHL. So, the Phoenix Coyotes, you may or may not know, have announced that they are relocating to Salt Lake City, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of the Coyotes is retaining the rights to the brand. And he's allowed to bid for an expansion team in Arizona if he can secure an arena. That was really the problem. Well, one of the many problems was they didn't have an arena. Okay? So...
wait. I haven't been following the drama. What's happening to the one they built for them?
Basically, they kept trying to secure rights for arenas. They built them one
in the wrong place.
Right? Yeah, in Glendale, I believe.
But Glendale.
They wanted to be in Scottsdale, and
you want to be in Scottsdale.
It went south, the Coyotes never made money, so they got locked out of their Glendale arena. Fast forward, they're playing in a college arena because the guy couldn't get a deal with any of the cities. There was talk of Tucson. I don't know. I don't care. Arizona's a shithole anyway. So
yeah,
they have a reasonably metal flag though, as we know.
I do recall that.
But so the team moving to Utah, they're going to play the next season as Utah. It's just going to say Utah on their jerseys so they're kicking the can down the road to get a brand. So they came out. You can vote on one of 20 names. So I wanted to blast through these names.
Okay.
Assign metal scores, and then figure out what the most metal possible name is.
I like this a lot. But
postcard in the mail to Utah.
Before you do that, I do have a shocking revelation that I've just discovered. Tim, do you know what the state bird of Utah is?
Is it the caribou? Wait.
No. But it's
a bird.
Honestly, the caribou is probably a more appropriate choice for Utah's state bird.
Is it the roadrunner?
No, that would be a good bird. Think of
the Baltimore Oriole.
I mean, honestly, that's still a better bird.
Great bird. That's a great bird.
Oh, ostrich.
Nope, not an ostrich. Still,
dodo.
Okay. What kind of bird definitely doesn't live in Utah?
The Arctic tern.
You are so close. I'm going to give it to you. The state bird of Utah is the seagull, but the technical name of the seagull that is the state bird is the California gull.
Well, way to go, idiots.
What? So we're clearly not dealing with people who are great at picking things. So we should keep that in mind.
And you can't name them the Gulls because that's an AHL team.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
The Utah Gulls.
All right, so I don't want to belabor this because we're just going to tell them, like, unlike the PWHL, they came out with, here's some potential names.
Okay.
So let's just blast through these 20 of them and give it a quick rating. We're going to agree on a number and discuss why briefly. All right, first one up, Utah Frost. Oh, before we talk about the Utah part, all of them will be Utah. There are no Salt Lake City anythings.
Okay, so they're
I
being
think
cowards.
That puts a ceiling on it.
Yeah,
right away.
And are we giving them out of 10, out of 5? Out of 10. Standard metal derivations.
That's right.
SDTs. Wait,
right.
SMDs.
HMDs. Utah Frost. Frost, pretty metal. Does it get cold in Utah? I don't know. I mean, like Frostbitten Kingdoms, that's pretty black metal. But also, Frost isn't really frightening. It just sounds like kind of inconvenient.
I mean, Frost
a bit on the nose for ice hockey.
Yeah.
Well, Frost on the nose is not good for you. That's how you lose a nose.
Now, I can't tell you if their key demo is produce farmers. Frost could be terrifying.
Could be.
But I'll just give that a 5. You know what? That's a perfectly serviceable, middling. You can't go. It's not great. No one's gonna go. Let's go Frost. No, that won't happen. But I'm sure they can and will do much worse. That's a 5.
I mean, we live with the name Penguins, and that's probably dumber. So yeah, it's a 5.
Yeah, but they played it in Igloo. So, but
that's true.
They used to. Now they play in a paint arena, which doesn't make sense.
Oh.
All right, you said they could do worse. Let's find out. Utah HC.
Fuck off. Fuck
0.
Fuck
Zero.
Fuck you.
Totally,
you know what?
Totally agree.
Fuck you and your perfectly researched genealogy of family.
I wonder if that's on here. All right, Utah Powder.
Utah. Because snow.
You know how you defeat powder? You do this.
Powder would just make the ice a mess.
Right, they get rid of the powder between every period.
Powder. I didn't he have like freaky powers? He could like call electricity. Doug knows what I'm talking about, and he wore those mirrored
I know what you're talking about. That movie from the 90s.
Yeah. So unless
it had that guy with alopecia.
If they had that guy as the mascot, it might be fun.
I just feel like
powder,
the drug thing, and then it's Utah and the naivety. Except they're not naive. Whoever's proposing this.
No, this. Oh, you know what? Doug's right.
It's a mind fuck.
This is mean. This is someone trying to trick Mormons. Oh yeah, powder. That's a great name. And then they're just going to make Coke jokes the whole season.
I'm going to guess 4. 4 is Let me throw out 4 and see how we like that.
It's a 2.
It's a 3. Yeah.
2.5.
2.5.
All right. Mountaineers. Utah Mountaineers. Isn't that a college? Isn't that a well-known college team? Which
you can't. Oh, we're gonna be the Ohio Buckeye. Fuck you. No, you can't be the Mountaineers. First of all, there's already an Avalanche. The Mountaineers. Yeah, that's like a.
Oh, an avalanches routinely kill Mountaineers. So
yeah.
And while Utah has mountains and all that, every other state around it has more famous claim to mountains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, 2.
Oh, I think it's better than Frost, though.
No, you know what?
Everyone creating a tobacco-related name.
No,
you're not picturing the mascot. I'm picturing a discarded Gold Rush mascot they bought for cheap, and they just give them a pickaxe.
No, we're picturing the same thing, but that's lazy. We like singular nouns that don't actually mean anything, that are slightly menacing. Wendigo, plague, frost. At least that's trying. This is just like a 1968 proposal. And it is Utah, but still, no.
You want to go with 3 then? 4?
Yeah, 3.
3.
All right. Utah freeze.
Wait, breeze or freeze?
Freeze with an F. It's a little harsher than Frost.
As in Dr. Victor Von?
Right. Nice to see you.
Chill out.
What did we get, Frost?
We gave Frost 5.
5.
Oh, fuck. How did I get that high? This is worse.
Oh, I was gonna...
Is it? It's a 5. Let's just 5 and move on.
I mean, it's the same pitch, so why not give it the same score?
All right. I know what I will score this one.
We can call them the Greens or the Verdes.
The Utah Mammoth.
That's a 10. I'm sorry. That's an absolute 10.
That is not a 10.
I'm all in. Mammoth? Come on.
No, that's
an 8. Is there any basis for that? All right, whatever. I'm not thinking about it. It's an 8. Let's go.
Mammoths gore things, That's pretty cool. All right.
Wait, hold on.
What?
There's an unincorporated semi-ghost town in Juab County called Mammoth.
Was that a point off?
It's named after a mine, a silver mine. There are mammoths discovered. I think that. Yeah.
All right. Well, they can use the discarded mountain man mascot still.
Oh, for the mammoth miner.
Too clever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an 8. I agree. It's an 8.
All right. Utah Black Diamonds. Now, the thing about this is there's a Stradivarius song called Black Diamond. Mm-hmm. And it's one of their best songs. Mm-hmm. But I have a feeling that's not why they called it this. It's unintentionally metal.
All right. How many of these 2-word named? That's a trend right now, right?
Yeah.
This is the only 2-word name.
Now,
well, I mean, in the NHL,
you're thinking of Golden Knights, for example.
Well, there's them.
Yeah. So this would be the equivalent, the Black Diamonds.
The Capit Ols. That would be naming your team after an entirely different sport, which does work. Like, aren't the Pacers are named for IndyCar, right? Didn't we establish that at some point? That's strange. I'm not sure what that gains you.
I don't know. The idea of a black diamond sounds occultish to me.
It does.
I like it more than Frost.
It's funny because black diamonds weren't allowed to be in the Aaronic priesthood until like the 60s. So that's kind of ironic coming from Utah. How
about a 6?
Let's give it a 6.
7.
All right, 7.
7.
Doug's persuaded me.
All right, Utah Blast.
Ooh, Again,
no,
this is tricky.
Fuck, we claim this. They're our team.
Yeah, there's already a blast.
Right,
yeah,
the
what are they?
Baltimore Blast.
Aren't they like an indoor soccer team?
Yeah, a real sport.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. Blast and bullets belong to Baltimore. So yeah.
It's a zero. You can't.
Yeah,
It's a major league. You
Major-
can't just take a name like that.
The MLIS.
All right, the Utah Caribou.
You foreshadowed this one.
Yeah.
Caribou, not a bad word. They could didn't the Edmonton Elks have to change their mascot to something else? They could use the elk. Nobody would know. Caribou. Is it a caribou, Timothy? Caribou is pretty good.
They operate in herds.
They operate in herds. They're proficient on ice, I suppose.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty solid but not amazing name. I'd go with 5.
Yeah. It's better than a 5. It's a 7.
7. Yeah.
It's 7. Interesting.
They're genuinely indigenous to North America, unlike penguins.
And it doesn't have the double meaning of mammoth, so it's not that good.
Utah Blizzard.
Oh, that's an ice cream. Okay, if they come out upside down, I'm in.
We've been using this name in video hockey for 15 years.
We know it's a good name, but with Baltimore, there's the alliteration.
Yeah.
Is this a shameless attempt to get Dairy Queen sponsorship? Is that what's going on?
It could be. Does that make it more metal?
It makes it more crass for sure, which could be metal. You know, whenever I go to Dairy Queen and order a Blizzard, they turn upside down. I always say, "What the hell are you doing? That's my ice cream."
Didn't you tell me once that the first time they did that, you said that for real?
No, it was still a bit. I knew they did it, but I did it very.
I misremembered your story then.
I did it very loudly, and everyone in the store was scandalized. They were like, "He doesn't know that they do it upside down."
All right. Well, now I want ice cream, so I'm going to go with 6.
6, yeah.
All right. You know that the beehive thing they got going on over there?
Yeah,
the next one is the Utah Swarm.
Ooh.
That's got that trendy plural thing.
Yeah. Swarm. It's an oblique, like a Deseret, Utah Mormon thing. That's probably good for the home team. That's pretty strong. It's.
I like it. I think it ties it into the local people, and it's the most menacing version of it.
Yeah. Actually, it's an 8.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, the only question I have is that name too good for Utah? Like, that should be like why don't we call them the Utah Penguins and rename them
Atlanta
like
team,
the New York Swarm? Like, Pittsburgh can be the Rangers, and Utah can be the Penguins, and the Rangers get to be the Swarm.
Where do bees go when they're not swarming?
The Hive.
The Utah Hive.
No,
that one sucks.
What the fuck, bro? Oh. Oh man,
I'm distracted by this paragraph that has some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
All right. Utah Hive, terrible. That's a 2
terrible.
At best.
You know what?
It's a 3.
Everything we said that applies to Swarm also applies to Hive, and yet it's horrible.
Right. Utah Outlaws.
Outlaw.
That almost rhymes.
I guess they hate their in-house announcer, their broadcast team, their fans, the whole operation of ESPN. The Utah Outlaws. No, that's dumb. Have someone say them out loud. Don't just type them on a screen. Utah Outlaw. No. 00. That's unsayable.
I give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 3, so we have to give it a 1.
All right, there we go. The system works.
Those are the rules.
All right, this is no, I'm not going to give you context at all.
Okay.
The next one is Utah Yeti.
Utah Yeti.
Is that with a U or a Y?
It's with a Y, but I like the alliteration.
Utah Yeti.
And Yetis are monsters, and I think there's a lot of ground there.
But
so
they're specifically Himalayan monsters.
I'd go 8 on that one.
Wait, Bigfoot?
Yeah, Bigfoot.
He's not a Yeti, though.
No, he's a Sasquatch.
Yeah, Yetis are like
they're sandbagging this.
Yeah, again, they have I don't want to get all political, Doug, but they've chosen the non-indigenous, non-Native American version when there's a perfectly good American gigantid that they could have gone with.
But it doesn't.
So like Utah, unfortunately. They do this kind of cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
There's no alliteration. I'm still sticking with 8. What are you going to give it?
I'll give it an 8 under protest.
You know what?
I'll give it a 6.
7 it is. All right. Utah Squall.
Squall?
Like a tiny storm.
Wait. Is Utah?
So isn't that a water thing? Don't you need a?
I think someone told Utah at some point they were a coastal state and they never bothered to check.
Well,
because the seagull.
Have you seen the Great Salt Lake? It is huge. Maybe someone believed they were on the coast.
I guess.
Squall sucks. I think it's a 1.
But
and it borders on a racist term that is probably still in use in the state of Utah.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Okay. That's
I don't
0.
think they were going for that angle, but I will give them a 0.
They sure set it up.
This Great Salt Lake isn't even in your top, Western drainage basin lakes. Havasu and Tahoe kill the Great Salt Lake.
It's all they got. It's all they got. Okay. All right. Utah Fury.
It's awfully close to Utah Furry.
That's what I was thinking. It's too easy to make fun of them.
Yeah, Fury. It also conjures up blood libel and Under the Banner of Heaven. And it kind of things I think probably a Utah team would not want to bring up.
It's going to be confusing when the Caps say Unleash the Fury. It's like, well,
right.
Utah.
Okay, then I'm for this name then. Solid 6 on that basis alone.
I forgot that Doug has a 25-year-old feud with Tom Green.
It's the only thing he has left. When's the last time anyone's thought of Tom Green? Really? All right.
Last Caps game.
We going 4 or 6 or 5 or what?
4. I would say 4.
4. All right. Utah glaciers.
Well, they're melting, so that seems inappropriate. Of the half-assed skiing mountain-related ones, other than the frost, this is like a 5. It's fine. Glaciers are slow. Glaciers
are better than frost and freeze, so I have to go 6.
I guess glaciers are imposing. If you really wanted a good mountain-related name for a team, I would go with Avalanche. Oh, right. That was already done.
Glaciers have crevasses that kill people.
The crevasse, the Utah crevasse.
The last had glaciers 11,700 years ago.
All right, well, I'll give it a 6 anyway.
I bet there were mammoths around those glaciers, though.
Utah canyons.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, God. What?
And it's plural.
Canyons?
Canyons.
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 I don't know. Canyons? That's like a Pittsburgh joke.
What's that? Damn.
I mean, get ready for every Pens fan to say that. I don't know. Canyons?
That's a one.
That's a one.
That's a one. Ooh.
I
didn't know I could do keyboard shortcuts. Hey, how about that? All right, Canyons.
Assuming the AI isn't lying to me, all of these specific canyon names are better than just calling it Canyon.
Yeah.
Throw me an example.
Zion Canyon.
Hell yes.
Red Canyon.
Yes.
San Rafael Swell.
What? Slot Canyons? Buckskin.
Goblin Valley.
Buckskin Gulch.
Utah Goblins. Done and done. All right. Utah Venom is the next one.
Zero.
Brought to you by Sony Pictures. Tom Hardy is the Utah Venom. No, I'm sorry. Oh, because there would I imagine a snake or a scorpion or a tarantula maybe would be the mascot.
Go with Utah Carnage.
The Utah symbiote. It's a 4. It's a bad name. They shouldn't use it, but it's better than many of these.
I think it depends on their color scheme. I'm thinking dark purple and like a fluorescent
electric green. Yeah. Basically Baltimore Ravens.
Would be black
color.
and white though.
Right.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm going to give it a conditional 2 then. How about that?
That seems fair.
All right. And are they going to finish strong with the 20th one?
I bet not.
I don't know, because they came up 20th option, Utah Ice. I am not kidding.
God, I am very close to just leaving. The Utah Ice. Well,
what should I expect in this hockey game? Well, they're called the Ice.
The Ice.
That's a 0.
I mean,
we can't be inconsistent with what we gave Frost or Freeze. It's just as bad or good.
I think it's much worse.
Ice is something in hockey you're not supposed to do. And it's also the name of a brutal immigration enforcement agency.
And and back to the announcers. The Ice,
Utah,
the Ice shoot the length of the ice, and the ice the puck. It doesn't work. All right,
Doug,
fine.
how are you gonna be a Czech lineman, worried about your visa forms coming through, and your name of your team is fucking Ice? You're thinking about it all the time. You're just, how are you?
Was the guy who came up with powder the same guy who came up with Ice?
Emotional trauma. Yeah.
Wait, glaciers.
Not respectful.
They're sitting in Salt Lake. They're like, glaciers, Ice, and they're like, I like it.
All right. Let's throw a score on the ice. Then we need to break some ties so we can do the top 5.
Okay, three.
Yeah.
3 letters, 3 points.
Okay. Rank these, and I will award 1/10 of a point to the winner and subtract 1/10 of a point to the loser.
Okay.
Rank Black Diamond, Caribou, and Yeti. What's the best? What's the worst?
Caribou is the best. Black Diamond is the worst.
Do you agree with
this? Yeti is the worst. Black Diamond is the best.
Well, we've solved nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, we know definitively that one of them's in the middle.
It should be like a Wade. We should do like Wade ranking now.
Or no. We're gonna leave
instant runoff
that
voting.
tie in place because the real winner is number 1 and 2, right?
Okay,
so, Mammoth, Utah Mammoth, or Utah Swarm.
What?
For me, it's Mammoth all the way.
Oh, for me, you just can't ignore that local connection with the Swarm. They could come out of that beehive. They could project the flag onto the ice. They could dig a hole in center ice and they all pop out and frenetically skate around.
And they got yellow and black striped uniforms.
I mean, okay, also...
It just seems too college sports, though. I'm going with Mammoth.
But, ladies and gentlemen, your Utah Mammoth. It's not so great. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet for your Utah Storm. It's much better on the
Storm.
Whatever.
You can't even get the name right.
Swarm. Same deal.
I'm going to award the 10th of a point to the Mammoth.
All
right. Here are your top five. Mm-hmm. Tied in third is Utah Black Diamonds, Utah Caribou, and Utah Yeti. Second most metal of the choices is the Utah Swarm, and your winner, to the surprise of no one, because you've been paying attention, the Utah Mammoth. So there you go, Utah. Send that check to Podcasting Down.
In American money, not Mormon money.
Yeah. And not, And don't leak our lineage details. Thank you.
Yeah,
all right. Please. Until next time, Metal Nation, keep your bees swarming. And they can't take down a mammoth. They'll just step on them and their hive.
Cast them down.
So game 4 of the PWHL final, Minnesota scored. But they called it back. They reviewed it after the team celebrated on the ice.
What? You can't do that.
They reviewed the goal, declared goaltender interference, which was the right call if it wasn't game 4 and Boston was about to lose the series.
No.
So Boston scored in overtime, then they went to game 5. So Minnesota got to win in Boston. So it was great. It's like a double fuck you to Boston. Like, give them hope and then take it away. Oh, and they shut out Boston.
Wow. Boston, though.